2023 CR 3852, State of Texas versus Katelyn Johnson. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Hank Wilkins for the state, Your Honor.
Defense.
Louis Martinez on behalf of Ms. Johnson.
And are you Ms. Johnson?
Yes. Yes.
All right, we're here for sentencing. You entered a plea on July 18th. I don't know why this has lasted so long. I think they were running behind on PSI reports because I see it. She pled in July and it's been set for today. So I guess that's the length of time it took. You entered a plea to DWI third. According to the plea, punishment is to be assessed at 6 years in the prison. The state recommends community supervision. I ordered her to be considered for felony drug court. What were the results of that? Okay,
Can I speak?
just a moment.
Your Honor, she meets the criteria. However, since she has not been granted probation, we case must be used that is final disposition and ability drug court in that capacity. Also, I believe she's in Kendall County, so that may have some effect on the felony drug.
She is, they're not going to accept her. All right, thank you. All right, state anything you wish to say?
Your Honor, we're asking you to follow the agreement and follow the recommendations of probation. In the TAP evaluation, they're recommending the state ISF followed by ISP supervision for aftercare treatment. And I think that I just don't want to set her up for failure, Judge. So something structured like that, I think would be helpful for her to maintain sobriety. There was a wreck in this case. I just wanted to draw your attention to that on page 3. So I think the state ISF, something structured like that would benefit the defendant and benefit the public also.
All right. All right, defense.
So, Judge, first of all, we asked the court just to accept the plea bargain on probation. It looks like the court is okay with that. One of the reasons we didn't just proceed to sentencing was I wanted to see the TAP recommendation before we approached the judge for her treatment plan. So obviously, we were going to be in need of a treatment plan. Ms. Johnson's previous DWI to this was in 2007. She maintained sobriety for a long time, but she fell off the wagon when she lost a child. And obviously, I mean, that's the greatest fear of any mother is losing a child. She began drinking again. She had this issue. She was arrested in December of 22. And I mean, this is obviously a wake-up call. And she began working towards regaining her sobriety. She was having issues with that. So in March of 23, she went to La Hacienda for inpatient treatment. She did well there. She has followed that up by being in meetings 3 to 5 times a week. She's doing very well right now in maintaining the sobriety. We haven't had any issues with her since she went voluntarily and placed herself in inpatient.
In a sober house for 3 months.
Right, and then followed it up with a sober house for 3 months. So, I mean, Ms. Johnson is a nurse. She understands her needs. And I think that she's done a very good job of being honest with herself and honest with the court as is reflected in the PSI and the TAP. And I believe that she has worked very hard in the time that she's been on bond to put herself in a good position. So given that she's doing so well right now, I'm asking the court to kind of give her something that's structured towards that. I'm asking the court to maybe assess an intensive outpatient followed by aftercare. If we want to put her on an intensive supervision plan, I think that would be just fine. And really, Ms. Johnson will do whatever the court needs her to do or requires her to do. But the idea of putting her in ISF is going to take her out of the routine that she's in right now. And I appreciate that the state wants to make sure we don't set her up for failure. But she's done a very good job of addressing her needs already and putting herself into a good plan and is doing well. And so we ask the court to recognize that and to continue with something that is along those lines.
Okay. And with regards to any restitution?
That's taken care of through insurance, Judge.
Okay. So has that already been settled?
It's my understanding, yes, Judge.
All right, because I'm reading the when I read the PSI report, it said it was pending.
My understanding is that's been settled. But in either event, her insurance company was taking care of that.
All right, Ms. Johnson, can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, you can lower your hand if you'll state your name for the record.
Katelyn Johnson.
All right, so what are you doing to maintain your sobriety?
I'm right now on the 9th step. I'm working with a sponsor. I brought my book showing I'm going to about 4 meetings a week, 3 to 6. And so it's averaging 4. I brought a letter from my sponsor also. I did enter into treatment at La Hacienda. And then one of the doctors there told us that so many people relapse after they get out because something about the prefrontal cortex. And he said, you have 90 days before your brain can do without that substance. And so I lived with 7 other women in a sober house for 3 months.
Okay, and you say you have a letter?
I monitor my breathalyzer twice a day.
Okay, and you say you have a letter?
Yes.
Any objection to the court seeing the letter?
None, Judge.
No objection.
And then, like she said, she's been blowing twice a day since she got out of La Hacienda, and we haven't had any issues with her.
Just step in here.
No problem.
May I approach?
Yes.
Okay. Sponsor the other day. I just started keeping track of going on best dates, but I've been going over the meetings and digging for the letter.
Okay,
She also, I had a bunch of letters written to my big food from service person.
Mhm.
And I didn't know if we were allowed to see those or not, but this
Yes.
documentations of how I can do it. Here it is.
Here's this back. All right, any other questions?
Oh, Your Honor.
Any
No, Judge.
questions? Okay. This is what the court is going to do. I'm going to sentence you to 6 years in the prison, suspended and probated for 4 years. There's a $2,000 fine that will be probated. There's to be restitution, if any, to Claudia Ortega and Vanna, Vannia, Marique, Mariqu, and counsel if you provide documentation that restitution has already been paid, provided to probation. There's to be the DWI panel, DWI education course, 2 years driver's license suspension, 150 hours of community service restitution. There's to be NA or AA meetings 4 times per week. Intensive outpatient treatment with probation. In lieu of the 10 days. Has she already served 10 days in the Bear County Jail or no?
No, Judge.
All right, in lieu of the 10 days in the Bear County Jail, there's going to be GPS tracking
That's on the car already.
for 30 days.
It's already, I have the camera and the GPS with my,
They'll just let probation know.
Probation took care of it.
So that will be for 30 days in lieu of the 10 days in jail. Proof of employment. Are you employed?
I'm retired. I'm almost 67.
All right, proof of employment or retirement within 30 days. There should be no employment as a home health care provider or with minors. There should be regular reporting by Zoom or in person. Regular UAs, make sure there's testing for alcohol as well. And are you asking for a transfer?
I don't think so, Judge.
Okay. Then there'll be field visits. One time every 3 months. Random until further notice. Probation, is there anything else she needs? Yes.
You said the restitution was to Claudia Ortega and Mania.
Marique, Marrique.
Did you want her to do the DWI education or the DWI intervention?
Which do you recommend? All right, then DWI intervention.
And then, as far as an ignition interlock is concerned,
Thank you. Ignition interlock for half the term.
remaining Kendall County.
Council is saying that they are not requesting a transfer to Kendall County.
My home is in Bear County.
Okay.
Okay. All right.
Nothing else. No.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else from either side?
Okay.
No, Judge.
Is there anything else you need from the court?
Oh, man.
All right.
And Judge, she did the WI ed and the victim impact panel.
Yeah,
That's
I've
fine.
taken them both.
So just whatever you're requiring her to do, if she's done that already, we just ask that she gets credit.
Yes, just turn that information into probation.
Education. If the intervention is more extensive. than
Yes.
education.
And we understand that. She'll do that again.
All right. Oh, excuse me.
Thank you.
No. We're not done. I'm showing you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes. no.
Right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, we can go off the record. I see that you've made steps to correct behavior. But as I always tell everybody, at the end of the day, if you're drinking and driving, you could potentially end up killing someone. You understand?
Yes, I'm so grateful I didn't hurt anybody.
All right, good luck to you.
Thank you.
All right, court is calling 2023 CR 1749, State of Texas versus David Morales. Can I have parties approach and announce for the record for the state?
David Martin, state.
Defense.
Megan Enriquez for David Morales.
And are you David Morales?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
I apologize.
No problem. Counsel,
Yeah.
have you received all the
I just
discovery?
put a mint in my mouth. I had a little bit of an itch in my throat, so I apologize. But that's
Oh,
what that
no.
is.
Thank you. Counsel, have you received all of the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
And did you review it with your client?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, the court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. And are you listed as the attorney of record?
No, it's John Coombs.
All right, Mr. Morales, do you have any objection to this attorney standing in and completing this plea for
No.
John Kuntz?
No, Your Honor.
All right, next I'm going to show you what is entitled True Bill of Indictment. Mr. Morales, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
He's not.
Are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
Just on count one, we'll waive counts 2 and 3 and the enhancement paragraph.
Any objection?
No objection, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Morales, I'm going to show you what's entitled Court Admonishments and Defendants Waivers and Affidavit of Admonitions. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, Your Honor.
Did you understand you're charged with the offense of fraudulent use or possession of identifying information less than 5 elderly? That's a 3rd-degree felony. Range of punishment is anywhere from 2 to 10 years in prison and up to a $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, after reviewing State's Exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty, and the court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just briefly, Your Honor, he suffered with a drug addiction which was the root cause of this case. The complaining witness is his grandmother. He feels terrible for what happened and what led up to this. He does intend, when he gets out, to help pay back this money that he took from her retirement check that she was receiving. And we just ask that you respectfully follow the plea bargain agreement we've reached with the state.
All right, state.
Nothing further.
All right, and state, did you speak with the complaining witness?
We have.
All right. And this is what she wishes?
She's okay.
Okay. All right. Court will sentence you to 3 years in the prison, give you credit for any time served. There's to be no contact with and restitution to Matilda Ramirez in the amount of $22,914.
Yes, ma'am.
Your Honor, could we address, when he is released from prison, can we readdress the no contact order issue? I believe he's on good terms with his grandmother despite all of this. She currently puts money on his commissary book still despite all of this terrible situation. So I think that it would be her wish to have contact with her grandson.
I mean, I understand what you're saying, counsel, but sometimes you have to protect people from themselves until you are able to do better. You know, because sometimes I will tell you, in families, there's always that one person, be it the grandmother, the sister, the aunt, who says, well, I don't care if the rest of you are turning your back on this person who keeps stealing from everybody, but I'm not going to do it. So you've taken your grandmother's retirement. And I will tell you, grandparents, unless people are independently wealthy, the money that they receive once a month is a set amount that they receive that month. And it's usually when they're getting their Social Security and they're worked hard all their life, it's usually barely enough for them to live the way they were living when they were working. It's usually, all right, I got to pay the mortgage. Hopefully the mortgage has been paid off. I got to get groceries. And in this day and age, everybody has to get medication. And so you took $22,000, well, really close to $23,000 from your grandmother. The fact that she is still putting commissary on your book, it tells me that she's not at the mind frame yet where she realizes she needs to cut you off till you're responsible. I find in my short time on the planet, even though I'm in the twilight of my life, everybody at the jail has always improved themselves. So once you improve yourself when you're on the outside, then perhaps it can be reconsidered for contact. But for now, it should be no contact.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendant's Rights to Appeal. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. If you have a question of what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. And what drugs have you been using?
I had a really bad addiction with methamphetamines. I recently have had a life-threatening disease, I guess, if you will. I would not like to speak about it.
No, I understand.
Affect my life. So for the past 3-4 months, I had not been smoking any meth or even weed.
And how long have you been in custody?
I've been in custody for 1 month exactly.
All right. So if you would like, I can recommend the therapeutic community. Whether or not they accept you is completely up to them. I don't have any jurisdiction to force them to accept you. The therapeutic community will not increase your time in custody, but if you're placed in it, at least they can help you get on the right track or maintain your sobriety.
I would like to just follow the plea agreement, Your Honor.
Okay. All right. Is there anything else?
No.
Nothing further.
All right. We can go off the record. Here's the thing. There are a few people in your life who truly love you. And I can say this about myself as well, and who will truly be there for you no matter what. Your grandmother appears to be one of those people. Even though you hurt her and stole her money, she still put money on your books. You've got to start respecting your grandmother and respecting other people in your life who are trying to help you. And if your drug addiction is so bad that you're willing to steal from them, that's when you yourself, with the last ounce of morality you have, even though you're under the haze of drug addiction, you need to cut yourself off from those people. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome.
Thank you.